Well, hello, folks, and welcome to this weather report. We're going to do weather report because we had some unusual weather and some Long Island Railroad problems that we also need to talk about. I don't know if they were related to the weather, but it's been ridiculously warm outside. Ridiculously warm all day. And, yeah, this weather just makes me feel ill, all right? And I'm going to go over some of these temperatures. It's still 50 degrees right now at Farmingdale. Um, 50 degrees, and we had a lot of rain this morning, and maybe some of you had thunderstorms. I don't think I heard any thunder here, but we did wind up getting a lot of rain as a result. So 50 degrees at Farmingdale right now, and you could see that the temperature at Farmingdale went up to 54 degrees today, 54 degrees. But what also made it really uncomfortable are these dew points, humidity. Dew points in the 50s. You're not supposed to have that in January, but of course, due to the climate change paradigm that we are in, that's what happens. So we've gotten, let's see, 0.34. I think the East End got a little more rain. I don't think we saw as much in Nassau. I think the rain intensified as it moved further east. So let's go ahead and look at some of the Suffolk County observations here. We'll work our way east. That was Farmingdale, so work our way east. 53 at Islip, 53. That is, for this time, that's almost like at least 15 degrees above normal, if not 20 degrees above normal. And it hit 58 at Islip, so it was even warmer there. Hit 58. Dew points 55. Let's see how much rain they got. Yeah, they got a little more rain. Probably closing in on almost an inch of rain there. See, this is the main batch of rain that came in. Late morning, noontime, main batch of rain here came through. I'm going to see if there's any more. See if we get any. No, that's it. All right, so work our way east. We'll go to Shirley now. Work our way east. We'll go Shirley, 51. Again, everybody's in the 50s. They hit 56 as well. Yeah, see, as you moved east, the rainfall went more. So now they got, the rainfall went up, so 0.79. So it'll be interesting to see what West Hampton got in the batch, the heavy batch that came through, like I said, late morning, early afternoon hours. Let's see what West Hampton got. 51. Yeah, it's ridiculous how warm it is outside. Yeah, see, the numbers continue to go up now. West Hampton definitely got over an inch of rain here. Over an inch of rain. So, yeah, they get a lot of, the further east you go, the more rain there is. Let's see if we can get an observation on Montauk. Should be nice, but I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. I don't know if they report rainfall or not. We'll see if they do. Yes, they do. Yeah, they got even more. So, yeah, that's not surprised. So it picked up more moisture off the ocean as it moved further east. So that's pretty much what happened on Long Island. Let's go ahead and look at the city. Let's see what the city got in terms of rainfall. Central Park. See, it's probably warmer in the city. Yeah, of course, 60 degrees in the city. Yeah, see, they hardly got anything. Wow, look at that. Hardly any rain at all. So most of the rain was from to the east of the city over Long Island, it seems like. Let's go ahead and look at New Jersey. Let's see, Robert J. Miller Airport, which is west of Toms River. Let's see what they got. Oh, hardly anything. Yeah, they didn't get much at all. Maybe a half an inch would be pushing it. But they went up to 60 degrees, and just look at these dew points. 59 and 58. Insanity. And it always was warmer there. Always warmer there. So it really should not be this warm, but it is late January. We usually see these kind of thaws in late January. It should be getting colder again, so I'm going to definitely go over the... what was the rainfall there? Yeah, hardly anything. Just look at one more New Jersey observation from up in Monmouth County, Belmar, Farmingdale. And then we're going to go and look at the long-term forecasts here in a minute. 50 degrees. Yeah, so they got a little more up there. But again, it looks like the majority of the rain fell to the east of the city. And I want to see something for a minute. Sometimes on the radar, they'll give you a thing called storm total. Let's see if they have that. Yeah, they do. All right, so you can see here, the heaviest rain fell over here, Suffolk County. All right, let's see what Jersey's has. Yeah, again, there was another line of showers that moved through in the later afternoon hours along the Jersey shore. But again, looks like the majority of the rain, heaviest rain, went over eastern Suffolk County. So we're going to go ahead and look at the forecasts, and actually we're going to look at some of the more. Now we've looked enough at the current conditions. It should cool off. Let's go ahead and look at the forecasts. I don't want to make this video too long. Okay, so let's look at the weather forecasts from the computer models here, and we will start. We will start with the GFS model, 18Z run. Taking a look at see what happens here in the long term or longer term. This is the storm system here that came through, tracked to the west of us, so we were in the warm air and the rain, and it's moving away. So we're going to have drying weather, probably mostly sunny weather for Wednesday into Thursday, with the temperature dropping. Tomorrow will be around 40. You'll see when we look at the temperatures. But you can see we're going to have fair weather pretty much through probably through Friday and maybe even part of Saturday. But then that high starts moving away, and we start getting a return flow in the next system coming along. And again, it will be a warm return flow. So we're not going to expect any snow from that system, that cold front. That will move offshore. And then we start to see a transition, all right, in the pattern here. We have a high pressure system start to move in. We're starting to see some more Arctic air. You'll see that when we look at temperatures. And that high again will move offshore. We'll see one more burst of warmth on Thursday, and then we have a system that's going to form a little closer to us, and there's going to be some cold air that's going to be pulled down on the back side of it a week from this Friday. That would be February the 2nd, and we could see it end as snow, but nothing right now, nothing major, but it is in the long range, and it is trying to form a coastal low along that front. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. That's probably the next opportunity we have to see some snow around here. But then the Arctic air comes in, and then we'll have more opportunities to see snow. See like a little clipper type system coming through here, and then we have more opportunities to see snow. So again, though, they still seem to be tracking. The models are, this far out are very, you can't really, it's like literally flipping a coin, But the idea is to keep an eye on the general trend. All right, so we're gonna flip it back to here, flip it back to the current, and we're going to look at what the temperatures do on the GFS. And you'll see what I mean with the change in the trend. So we're going to first look at the air temperature, the actual temperature. And you can see the temperatures are dropping. All right, on Thursday we're in the 30s. All right, so we're a little below average on Thursday, but then we rebound up by the weekend back into the above average air, 40s, maybe 50. And then the cold air comes back for next week a little bit. But look to the north. Look at what happens to the north. All right, as you see, we are heading into Thursday, and you can see the Arctic air is now starting to get close, and it's starting to get into Canada. So what's going to happen here? See how it's starting to move in across the country? And with the Arctic air and the Arctic, polar vortex, whatever, getting closer, it's a trend toward colder weather, as you can see. So we're trending toward colder weather, all right? We're not there yet, and it's going to take some time, but I think by the middle of February, we should be back in some colder weather, hopefully, because I really enjoyed that Arctic bitter cold. I know maybe a lot of you didn't, but we need that kind of weather, all right? And if you care about the environment and you care about the survival of trees and killing off those damn southern pine beetles, which are southern pine beetles, all right? They're supposed to be in the south, not supposed to be here, but they moved up here due to climate change because we don't get enough cold weather in the winter anymore, which is why I always root for the cold weather in the winter. I'm sorry if you don't. So we're going to look at the anomalies here. Starting off tomorrow, this is the temperature anomaly. This will show you the trend that I'm talking about as we move it along here. You see we're just about around average for this week. Then it goes above average for the weekend. And then you can see that cold below average air starting to intrude into us by Tuesday. And then we see another bump up. And then you see the colder air come in by February 2nd, February 3rd, we start going below average again. So you're going to see that we are starting to get cold, and I think, like I said, this is a huge outbreak here that's going to probably wind up bringing us back into the kind of air we had toward the beginning of January. Highs only in the teens, that kind of weather. We definitely need that weather back here. All right. So that's looking at the GFS. I'm only going to cover this one model. I can't cover all of them. Let's see if we can cover the Euro. We can do the Euro temperature anomaly too, I guess. Euro doesn't go out as far. All right. So I don't really use the Euro for temperature, but you can see it shows up on the Euro too. All this cold air that's going to be coming down. So we're definitely going to see, as we go into February, a change to colder than normal weather. I want to just go ahead and let's go back to this. And this won't work. All right, let's try this again. All right. Let's just look at this. All right. So again, you can see, and we'll have to keep an eye on this storm. I'm just curious as to how it handles that storm. But I think, it's too far, and it's too far in advance. So we'll have to see what happens with that. All right, we'll get to the Long Island Railroad problems, and I'll wrap up this update. And we will start off by looking at the Long Island Railroad's Twitter. We had a suspension this morning on the Hempstead Branch due to a third rail problem near Country Life Press. And it seemed like there was some third rail damage there, so they had to wait for crews to en route. And of course, they say customers are advised to seek alternate branches. Alternate branch. You gotta love that. You gotta love that. So let's go ahead and let me make this a little bigger so we can look at some of the comments. Yeah. Hey, what do they say? Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if they had extra trains. Are you reimbursing the people that had to park? See, they no, we apologize for the inconvenience. That's the thing with the parking, as I explained to you, when there's a service disruption. So some trains are adding stops. They weren't telling people what trains were stopping in Floral Park. So again, the misinformation problem continues on the Long Island Railroad. So a lot of people not happy for this. However, people should know they could just hop on the N40 and 41 and take that up to, as much as I hate to, recommend taking NICE, that's one way to avoid having to pay for or look for parking. There's a problem at Country Life Press. I think I talked about that in that parking video I did the other day. So, see, that's what's going on there. And then they restored service, starting with the 7:36 a.m. train from Hempstead due to Atlantic Terminal. And then they wound up canceling a 6:38 from Long Beach due to Atlantic Terminal. People had to wait for the 6:57. Jeez. The Long Beach branch, like I said, not the best branch. And here we go. Problems on the Long Beach branch. Now, there was some switch trouble at the Long Beach yard. So 30 to 40-minute delays. And a lot of trains were stuck at the stations from Oceanside south, stuck in like a conga line because there was switch trouble at the yard. Notice there wasn't any problem on the Babylon branch. Of course, the Patrick Nowakowski's favorite branch, and there never is any problem on it. It seems like there very rarely is a problem on that Babylon branch that's catastrophic. No, it only usually occurs on the other branches. All right, so I want to go over a couple other things. Now, they don't usually update their Facebook page that much, the Long Island Railroad, but I just want to point out that this picture has been their Facebook page, whatever, their banner picture, whatever, for quite a few weeks now. And this just gets to show you the preferential treatment in the Babylon branch. They've had this picture up forever. It's basically, I think this is in Belmore, I think. There's two M7s, one going away from the camera, one coming toward it. At the Belmore station. I think that's Belmore, or maybe that's Wantaw. But whatever. That is This is exactly the kind of problem that we're talking about here with the preferential treatment. And I just wanted to show you that. And then there's one other thing I want to talk about here, and this is in regards to the Long Island railroads. They had a meeting the other day, and I'm just going to talk about this briefly. They had a meeting, and of course, Patrick Nowakowski, I have a link, you can read the article below, made the usual excuses that the problems were due to the weather. They blamed Amtrak, and most of the problems were not Amtrak's fault in January. So this time, no, I'll blame Amtrak when Amtrak needs it, but most of the problems were due to broken rails. And most of those broken rails happen to be on the main line. All right? And the Babylon branch hardly had any broken rails. I think they only had one in the yard. Everybody else had broken rails. And they don't talk about why are there so many broken rails. All right? We've had colder winters years ago. All right? And there weren't broken rails back then. So why are there broken rails now? That's the problem I have. So in the last part of this video, actually, I realized, and I almost forgot, that I come across this. This is on the MTA's own website. You can actually get the minutes for these committee meetings that the Long Island Railroad has. So I want to go over. I'm not going to excuse. It would take forever to go over every single thing at one time. I'll just link it in the video so you can look at it. I wanted to take a look at some of the reliability numbers. All right, so they went over the installation of positive train control, which is over halfway complete. So you can see this is the timeline for it. All right, and eventually it should be up and running by the end of next year, hopefully. All right. And what I want to look at is some numbers when it comes to reliability and ridership. All right, so we're going to actually go and look at that. All right, yeah, the monthly operating report. This is from December, so this is from last month, all right? It'll be interesting to see the one for January. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over these every time they come out. I'll make a separate video on it. This is basically going to show you the on-time performance, all right? So we're going to go over for the annual, all right? And you can see that the numbers aren't too bad. They're not too bad at all. This is more of the performance summary here, all right? So I'm not going to go over the whole thing. You can read it yourself. Eventually, maybe I will. They talk about events resulting in 10 or more late or canceled trains. So these are some of the incidents, all right? All right. This year did wind up suspending the Babylon branch, I think. That happened off peak. But look at all the broken rails. Broken rail east of Westbury on December 5th. And then another broken rail on December, that's the same 6th, December 6th. So 2 days in a row of broken rails. Then there was a broken rail at Valley Interlocking. I don't think that was on the Babylon. I think it was on the Atlantic branch. All right. Then there was a broken rail at Nassau Interlocking. All right. And so look at all the broken rails. That's what I really want to go. Switch trouble in Mineola, which there was some yesterday. There was some switch trouble. Most of the times it's not Amtrak. All right. There are a couple of Amtrak incidents, but most of them are due to broken rails. And this was the one that really screwed things up in the morning. The broken rail at Queens Interlocking. All right. And look at this one. They even had extreme cold listed here. Give me a break. It gets cold in the winter. All right. I mean, what are the excuses that they come up with? All right. So I want to look at one other thing. This is the mean distance between failures here. All right. But I want to look at one other thing, and then we're going to wrap up this video. And this is what I call the standee report. All right. East of Jamaica. All right. This is for December. All right. This is the standee report, and this will actually show you which lines have the most standees. All right. And as you can see, it looks like the Huntington branch and the Ronkonkoma branch. So the Ronkonkoma branch has 151 standees on average in the AM peak and 75 in the PM peak. The Port Washington branch actually has quite a few too, 165 and 169 in the PM. And the Huntington branch in the morning has 202, an average of 202 standees. And PM peak just one, which I'm not buying these numbers, all right? But look at how low the numbers are in the Babylon branch. Only 76 and 35. This is what I mean. Look at this is the proof that tells you the Babylon branch is not overcrowded. It's the main line, and the Port Washington branch, surprisingly, it gets a little overcrowded too, all right? Probably because a lot of the riders in Queens have had it with the 7 train and decide to take that. So here's another one. I don't know. This is west of Jamaica now. All right, so the other one was east of Jamaica. This one is west of Jamaica. Numbers change a bit. The Babylon branch has more standees west of Jamaica. Huntington branch, 159 in the AM, 130 in the PM. Port Washington branch, 165, 169. And the Ronkonkoma branch, that number is way too low. All right, I'm sorry. I don't know where they're getting these numbers from. It'll be interesting to see if the, let's see, escalator and elevator availability report. Oh, interesting. Look at who's very reliable. The Babylon branch, Charlotte, mostly has for this year a lot of great elevator availability, great escalator availability. Our branch, Port Jefferson, not as high. All right, but I mean these numbers look pretty good, but you know the situation at Hicksville is unacceptable. To have still no escalators is absolutely completely bullshit. It says XX Hicksville escalators out of service from replacement, and they have been, and there's no work getting done at Hicksville. I don't know why there's no work getting done at Hicksville. Maybe they got all the people over there at Wantagh. I don't give a crap about Wantagh. All right, Hicksville is the busiest station. They need to fix Hicksville, get that station up and running before Wantagh gets fixed. All right, it's much more important, but not in Patrick Nowakowski's eyes, of course. So that's it. I'm not going to go on too much about this, but I do want to maybe go over these reports more with you if you want to hear that. Again, I'll put the link below about the latest Long Island Railroad news, and that is it for this one. And stay tuned. I want to actually have a more positive video about great places you can get to on Long Island in the Pine Barrens and other beautiful natural areas with public transportation. So that I'm trying to get that done later tonight. Anyway, take care.